Honey, you there?
Dad?
Dad! What the?
This is Kirk.
It's a pleasure.
Nope.
She's Out of My League.
Let's get on with this week's review for She's Out of My League, which will be the only video I'll probably do this week. But anyway, She's Out of My League is set around the character of Kirk. Kirk is a stone cold hard 5. He's unattractive, he's unappealing, and he hasn't got much going for himself. So when he falls for the stone cold hotness of 10, which is Molly, you can't believe that she could be dating him. But they do. After a chance encounter of him picking up her phone as she hurriedly goes on a plane, they decide to meet at a party. Then they decide to go to a hockey game where Molly sort of falls for Kirk. Kirk then can't believe that he is falling for Molly and that she is doing the exact same for him. We then find out that Molly's ex-boyfriend wants her back, so Kirk has to defend his right for her. But luckily that isn't the main plot. The plot centers around those two and their relationship. The relationship kind of superficial, sure, and fabricated and fake. But the movie does have an ongoing message of love not being skin deep and beauty all the same. So for the most part, She's Out of My League could have turned into this sort of run-of-the-mill, cliched, I mean heavily cliched, annoying cliches, because I'm not saying this isn't cliched, because it is, boring, repetitive, unfunny movie. It could have just been bog standard, nothing more. What She's Out of My League actually turned out to be was the best execution of all of those movies. It was absolutely hilarious and probably the funniest film I have seen this year. So She's Out of My League works on a couple of levels, and those are the only real levels this film works at. Like I said before, this is a cliched film and everything about it is cliched, fabricated, and a little bit sexist, to be honest, in its approach to women. But those problems are so few apart, and you can't just help but fall for this film because you're having so much fun with it, you're laughing at all the jokes, and the fact that this is probably the best execution I've seen of these types of comedies, and I'm meaning comedies along the line of Good Luck Chuck and Employee of the Month, I couldn't stop laughing throughout this film. The also other reasons why I really enjoyed this film by the end is the characters, especially the two leads. Kirk, yes, he is the nerd who falls for the girl. Yes, we've seen this before, mostly in John Heder comedies, but he has a sort of geeky charm to him in the same way of Michael Cera in Superbad or Ferris Bueller in Ferris Bueller's Day Off, what else? And, you know, he works, he's really good in this. And also, the girl actually does, Molly, she actually does something with her role. You know, she's not just there to be looked at, she actually can act, and it's really refreshing to see this sort of mainstream Hollywood comedy which is actually funny. So I couldn't believe coming out of this that it was that funny. And also the script is actually pretty damn great. It's got good one-liners, good character development. You know, for a comedy this works, and I couldn't stop laughing. It's one of the more underappreciated comedies this year. I've seen some really overrated comedies, you know, along the lines of Death at a Funeral, which was, to be honest, just crap. So I thought She's Out of My League was a really refreshing take on something that we've seen many, many times before. There's great cameos from the likes of Kitty from That 70s Show. All the characters really work out. Even though this is something we've seen before, but if you were ever thinking of seeing She's Out of My League, I say you should go and see it, because it is, well, funny. She's Out of My League is probably one of the best films of the year I've seen so far. It's really a surprise. It's maybe my guilty pleasure, but I really, really, really enjoyed this film. 8 out of 10 for She's Out of My League.
God is my witness. We'll get her back.
Honestly, I'd have sex with that guy.
Yeah, maybe Molly's a little better looking than I am.
A little? Are you kidding me? I think that Debbie here is one wicked hot box.
Thanks, babe.
And this chick of yours makes her look like a pig.
What?